Si Lebron James, itinuturing ng marami bilang the greatest of all time. Pero marami ring disagree. Isang icon mapa sa basketball o sa labas ng basketball. Isang desisyon na nagbago sa buong landscape ng NBA free agency at isang performance na nagbigay ng kampyonato sa kanyang hometown matapos ang 52-year title drought. Pero with Lebron being one of the greatest players to ever step foot in a basketball court, kasama na dun yung mga kritisismo sa kanya at sa kanyang legacy. Isa sa mga kritisismo na yun, especially nung early years ni Lebron sa NBA, ay yung argumento na base lang sa athleticism ang laro ni Lebron James. At mahihirapan siya kapag nagkaedad na siya. Basically, the argument was walang skill si Lebron James. Palagi kasing ang nakikita natin ay yung kulang sa isang player na kagaya ni Lebron, kaysa sa kung anong meron sila na naging rason ng kanilang dominance. Ang pinag-uusapan natin palagi mga manufactured narratives ng mainstream media, walang katapusang comparisons at kung ano-ano pa. Pero hindi natin gaanong napag-uusapan yung mismong laro ni Lebron James at kung paano siya nag-adapt sa bagong NBA. Sa sobrang dominante ni Lebron nung high school, playing for St. Vincent St. Mary, pagkatapos ng junior year niya, he was actually trying to get drafted in the NBA. Pero hindi pa siya pasok sa eligibility rules ng NBA nun. So he played for another year. This time mas matindi na ang expectations sa kanya. Lahat nanonood sa kanya. It was his last year sa high school and everyone knew na he's definitely going to be an NBA superstar one day. What made Lebron a scintillating prospect was his unreal athleticism combined with his high basketball IQ, especially for his age back then. Watching his early stuff, you wouldn't really say na he's the man amongst boys. No. Pero kasi, nag-i-stand out siya in a way na yung level of talent na meron siya, sobrang laki ng gap compared to his competition. His handles weren't the best, shooting is a little bit iffy, pero okay lang. So did Michael Jordan in his early years. Instead of looking at what he didn't have, they saw what he had and what he could become in the near future. Sa 2003 NBA draft, as expected, Lebron James was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers first overall. After years of failed experiments and bad management, ito na, a generational talent with Lebron James will now be playing for his hometown Cleveland and turn this franchise around. Sa rookie year ni Lebron, he did not disappoint. He did exactly what people expected him to do. As a 19-year-old rookie, nag-average siya ng 21 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists per game, and 1.5 steals in 39.5 minutes per game. He became an instant rookie sensation. And with that performance, nanalo siya ng 2003-04 Rookie of the Year award and would continue to dominate at a young age. Isa sa mga notable seasons niya ay yung 2005-06 season, kung saan nag-average siya ng 31.4 points, 7 rebounds, and 6.6 assists per game. Through his first 4 seasons, combined stats ni Lebron James ay 26.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, 6.4 assists, and 1.8 steals per game. His game was mainly going to the basket and using his athleticism to get to the rim. He didn't really have a consistent 3-point shot at this point, though he made an average of 1.3 threes a game over his first 4 seasons, pero the percentage were not ideal, shooting only at 33%. Hence why 81.9% of his shots are 2-pointers. Majority of those are from the paint. Ang average distance ng field goal attempts ni Lebron from his first 4 seasons ay 12 feet lang. And why the hell not, diba? He was obviously superior in terms of athleticism. Though his handles weren't the best, pero with his athleticism kasi, a simple hesitation or a hang dribble did the trick and was enough to blow by his defenders and get to the rim. After years of stagnant development of his team, his supporting cast, yung 2008 to 2010 years ni Lebron, doon na talaga nagsimula yung prime years niya as a player. He became that guy. He became a him. Yung final 3 seasons niya sa first stint niya sa Cleveland, yung usage niya sobrang absurd. Parehas scoring and assist numbers niya tumaas ng sobra, kumpara dun sa first 4 seasons niya. And in terms of his playstyle, yung outside shot niya talagang sisimula na mag-blossom. He took more and he made more. He had an increase in frequency of threes attempted, karamihan doon sa wing area. And that allowed Lebron to have a little bit more space to operate and become a facilitator when needed. Pero ang problema, he had little help. And despite carrying the Cavaliers, nalaglag sila sa Orlando Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals ng 2009 playoffs. And the year after that, they got stumped by the Celtics Big Three in the 2010 Eastern Conference semifinals.
And again, the impending free agency of LeBron James sends the impact of this collapse to another dimension. If he leaves, it would be a disaster of enormous proportions to the Cavaliers.
And after yet another disappointing season for LeBron James and the Cavaliers, LeBron James joined the Miami Heat with his co-2003 lottery picks Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to form a Big Three. Maraming nagalit at maraming nagulat. From being the NBA's golden boy, ngayon si LeBron James na ang villain sa storya. Pero he accepted the villain role and played yet another impressive season para sa Miami Heat. As expected, his counting numbers dropped. Ganun talaga kapag may kakampi kang dalawang Hall of Famers. Pero what really is impressive ay yung kung paano nagawa ni LeBron mag-coexist with Wade and Bosh. LeBron was always been a ball-dominant player. Lalo na nung last few seasons niya sa Cavaliers, talagang siya yung inaatasan gumawa ng halos lahat. Sa Miami Heat, he had his possessions. Pero dito niya napakita yung ability niya talaga to play off-ball and complement the play of his co-stars. Pero yan din yung naging kryptonite para sa Miami and LeBron James. They entered the 2011 NBA Finals as favorites against Dirk and his Dallas Mavericks. Sa series na to, LeBron was held to only 17.8 points sa buong series. The Mavericks played great defense against LeBron and LeBron failed to respond. Tayo as fans, palaging nakikita natin lagi either yung success or yung failure. Kapag nasa tuktok yung isang tao, diba, we look up to them. Pero kapag nag-fail sila, kinikriticize natin sila ng non-stop to the point na parang minsan unreasonable na. Pero ako, I always believed in the idea of seeing failure as an opportunity to improve. For LeBron's case, oo, he did fail in the 2011 season, pero let's ask this question. How did he respond? And what did he do to overcome that failure? Buong 80s, diba, Michael Jordan was getting beaten up by the Detroit Bad Boys, physically and mentally. Laging laglag ang Bulls sa Pistons nung late 80s. He failed miserably multiple times, pero anong ginawa ni Jordan? Nagpalaki siya ng katawan and inimprove niya yung overall game niya to the point na kahit anong gawin ng Pistons sa kanya, baliwala. Kasi he's just too good. Going back to LeBron James, after that embarrassing finals loss, tinrabaho niya maging mas creative offensively. Na-realize niya na hindi uubra na puro drive and kick lang siya and dinadaan lahat sa athleticism. LeBron James worked with Hakeem to improve his footwork and post-game. And after all these years na talagang nagre-rely si LeBron sa athleticism niya to dominate, for the first time, nakita natin si LeBron as more of a post player. He took less threes and spent more time working in the mid-post and attacking his defenders of triple threat moves. And after a dominant regular season, he finally got his revenge against the Celtics. Ito na yung legendary Game 6 performance niya. His legacy is on the line. And he responded by scoring 45 points and grabbing 15 rebounds to force Game 7. And also, he shot 19 for 26 on the field. Yes, 19 for 26. And after that series, LeBron finally got his first NBA championship after beating the OKC Thunder. From 2011 to 2014, LeBron James averaged 26.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, 6.7 assists on 54.3% shooting. Still, nandun pa rin siya sa 25-5-5 na numbers, pero yung percentage niya, ang laki ng tinaas compared to his previous seasons.
I'ma do what makes my city and my state happy, and that's why I came back. I love you. I'm back.
With LeBron's return to Cleveland, that officially was the start of his 30s sa NBA. And as we know, ang typical prime years ng isang athlete sa NBA ay ranging around 27 to 32. So theoretically speaking, LeBron was nearing the end of his prime years. So he had to do something about it. Bago magsimula yung 2014 to 15 season, sobrang apparent yung weight loss ni LeBron James. And sa transition na to, we saw LeBron become more of a ball-dominant player compared to his Miami Heat days. He and Kyrie Irving famously ran a your turn my turn type of offense, and with that, LeBron's efficiency dropped, pero yung assist niya tumaas. Tong version kasi ni LeBron na to, it was kind of a remix of his younger self and his present self. Yung athleticism niya sa unang stint niya sa Cavs andun pa din, pero nadala niya na yung post-game niya na na-develop niya sa Miami, and mas composed na siya ngayon in handling the ball and reading the floor on the spot. And in my opinion, yung 2015 to 2018 Lebron James, yun yung pinaka-complete na version ni Lebron. He basically did everything on a high level. Yung 2018 playoff stretch niya yung perfect representation ng laro niya sa span na to. Akala ng lahat washed na siya. At yung 2016 comeback na yung huling panahon na makikita natin si Lebron na magdo-dominate. Pero hindi. He proved everyone wrong. Sobrang underrated ng 2018 playoff stretch ni Lebron kasi na-overshadow ng Kevin Durant Warriors saga. Pero looking back, that stretch may have been one of his best performances in his career. And sayang lang na hindi siya natapos on a good note. After bringing a championship to Cleveland in 2016 and Kyrie Irving leaving him in 2017, nag-sign si Lebron James sa Lakers in hopes of building a team na masusulit niya yung final years ng career niya. Soon after their disappointing 2018-19 season, it was start of the Lebron James at point guard era. Sa sumunod na season, nag-average si Lebron ng 10.2 assists per game, career high. And at 35 years old, syempre, hindi na laging gagana yung mga athletic attacks na ginagawa niya dati. And yung NBA, malaki pinagbago. Naging vital weapon for every team and basically every player to have a consistent 3-point shot. Majority ng kritisismo kay Lebron ay yung kakulangan niya sa consistency from the outside. From his first 15 seasons, he's only shooting 34.4% from outside the line. That's an average percentage kung tutuusin. Pero yung frequency kasi hindi gaanong kataas. So ano nangyari? From averaging 3 to 4 3-point attempts from his first 15 seasons, ngayon nag-a-attempt na siya ng around to 6 to 7 every game with higher efficiency. Since 2018, Lebron is averaging 6.7 attempts from the outside. At tumaas yung percentage niya with 35.4%. Not much, pero since yung frequency niya tumaas, okay lang. And ngayon 2021 to 22 season, a very weird season to say the least, at 37 years old, you would expect Lebron to dip a little bit in terms of play. Pero konti lang, 'di ba? Kasi si Lebron naman 'yan eh. Pero hindi eh. Mas mataas pa nga. As of writing this ngayong season, through 29 games, Lebron is averaging the most points since 2007. Ngayon is averaging 28.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. From playing point guard in 2018, ngayon center naman. At effective siya playing that position kasi putting him at the 5, you can surround him with shooters. And with that, makakapag-operate si Lebron with space and be a mismatch problem in the pick and roll. With Lebron nearing the age of 40 and playing like he's 30, ang galing na ng progression niya from his rookie year to today. I've gone to the conclusion na Lebron James is a basketball chameleon. And what do I mean by that? Okay, he came into the league as a teenager na sobrang athletic and has elite playmaking potential. He's already a really good NBA player at that time, pero technically raw pa siya nun. Noong 2000s, it was the final era of grit and grind basketball. Nag-adapt si Lebron to that era and became one of the best players in that era. He used his athleticism and imposed himself physically to gain an advantage over his defenders. Come early 2010s kung saan nagsisimula ng nauso mga stretch four sa NBA. Lebron adapted to that trend and became one of the best stretch fours in that era. From playing the small forward position ng Miami Heat, kitang-kita natin na talagang nag-transition siya into playing the 4 position. Nag-develop din siya ng solid post game to be effective in the high post kasi hindi nga naman talagang laging huubra yung isolation sa tuktok. And you have to have some sort of bag to score in different ways. And then here comes mid-2010s kung saan nakita natin yung rise ng popularity ng mga point guard sa NBA. Technically, nung 2015 to 18 season, hindi nagpa-point guard si Lebron. Pero we saw him take a leap as the pick and roll playmaker and the primary ball handler for the Cavaliers. And ngayon naman 2020s, panahon ng 3-point shot. Lahat halos na malalakas na team sa NBA ngayon, isa sa mga primary weapon nila ang 3-point shot. And anong ginawa ni Lebron? Nag-adapt siya sa era na to and developed his 3-point shot to the point na meron pa nga nickname yung 3-point shot, yung Fuck You 3. The thing about Lebron kasi is not the best at a single thing. Pero he's one of the best at everything. And that's what makes him the best.